Hi, hello, my name is Jay Daniel Samson. My register number is URK20CS1038. In this video, I am going to explain about an database systems lab experiment number 8. The experiment number 8 is an triggers. The aim is to create and apply triggers into database. Descriptions like a stored procedure. Trigger is a named PL or SQL unit that is stored in the database and can be invoked repeatedly. Unlike a stored procedure, you can enable and disable a trigger, but you cannot explicitly invoke it. While a trigger is enabled, the database automatically invokes it. That is, the trigger fires whenever its triggering event occurs. While a trigger is disabled, it does not fire. You create a trigger with a create trigger statement. You specify the triggering event in the terms of the triggering statements and then item on which they act. The trigger is said to be created on or defined on the item, which is either a table, a view, a schema, or database. You also specify the timing point, which determines whether the trigger fires before or after the trigger statement runs and whether it fires for each rows that the triggering statement affects. By default, a trigger is created in the enabled state. For more information about the create trigger statement, see create trigger statement. And then if the trigger statement is created on a table or view, the triggering event is composed of DML statements and the trigger is called DML trigger. For more information, see DML triggers. If the trigger is created on a schema or the database, the triggering event is composed of either DDL or database operation statements and the trigger is called as trigger. For more information, see triggers. And then a conditional trigger has a when class that specifies SQL condition that the database evaluates for each row that the triggering statements affects. For more information about when class, see when condition. And then the questions are create the following tables like course and then fees paid and then inquiry. The first question is to create a trigger to check a valid course code should be 2 digit, cannot be less than 10 and greater than 99 before a row inserted in course table. Further, the query is create or replace trigger T1038 before insert on course 1038 for each row begin. And then the next begin and then if column new course code less than 10, the and rise application error and then 20,000 and then cannot insert. And then if new course code greater than 99, the rise application error less than 2001 and then cannot insert. End if end and then slash int and also the trigger has been created after that. And then insert into course 1038 course code values 9. The output has been displayed here as an system.t1038 and then create a trigger which does not allow any DML operation over the inquiry table if the name of the user is student1. Create or replace trigger T2 to N38 before insert or update or delete on inquiry 1038 for each row. Begin if new dot name is equal to student1, then rise application error minus 20,001 can be 20,001 cannot perform action. End if end and then slash and then trigger has been created and then insert into inquiry 1038 name value student1 and then the output has been displayed as in here system.t2 1038 the error during execution of the trigger. And then create a trigger that allows no insert operation on fees paid table when the amount is less than 10,000 and then the create or replace trigger T3 1038 before insert on fees paid 1038 for each row. Begin if new amount less than 10,000 and then the rise application error has been to 20,000 cannot add amount. End if end and then slash and then trigger created insert into fees paid 1038 amount values 100 and then the error during execution of trigger system 3 T31 sorry T3 1038 and then trigger 3 1038 and then create a trigger to ensure no insert operation to be allowed in the inquiry table when the inquiry date is about 25th August and then 17 year 17 and then create or replace the trigger T4 1038 before insert on inquiry 1038 for each row begin and then new if we new inquiry date less than 25 greater than 25 August 17 then the rise application error 20,000 cannot add amount of end if end and then slash the trigger has been created insert into inquiry date values 25th August 18 and then the during execution of the trigger system dot trigger 4 1038 and then create a trigger which does not allow any update operation in an inquiry table whenever id value of update statement is not equal to the old value in the table. Create or replace trigger t with 5 1038 before update an inquiry 1038 for each row begin rise application error 20,000 update and then end and then the trigger has been created and then update inquiry 1038 set inquiry date is equal to 24th April 10 sorry I have made a mistake 19 this is 19 and then the output has been displayed error during the execution of the trigger system dot trigger 5 1038 and then create a trigger to ensure that no insert operation to be allowed in the fees paid table when the average fees paid amount is above 5,000 and then 50,000. Create or replace the triggers T6 1038 before insert on fees paid 1038 for each row. Declare a float begin select average amount into a form fees paid and then 1038 if a greater than 50,000 then rise application error 20,000 cannot perform end if end and then the slash and then the trigger has been created and then select average amount from the free deposit and then the average amount has been displayed here and then insert into fees paid 1038 amount values 50 lakhs and then the amount the row 1 has been created and then insert into fees paid 1038 amount values 50 lakhs and then the row has been displayed here like an during execution of trigger system dot trigger 6 1038 and then error during the execution of trigger system dot t trigger 6 1038 and then the result to create and apply triggers into database has been successfully executed and verified. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.